So say Trump gets elected, what happens 2 years later? Say Biden gets elected, what's happened 2 years later? It's not obvious to me.
It's not obvious to me what happens in either case. I can actually make a case in both situations where things get better and things get worse, and it's very unclear what happens the next time a black individual who maybe is unarmed gets killed by a white police officer and somebody puts it on camera. Like everything's that it's virtually guaranteed that's going to happen again. What happens then? Everything's going to blow up again unless we start reckoning with the fact that there are better and worse ways to try to interpret such an event, and that there are some very, very aggressive agenda driven people, whether they're coordinated in a conspiracy, which I don't think, or not, who will take full advantage of such an event to, again, move the football downfield in their direction. So what happens in 5 years depends on so many factors. Are people waking up to this, and are they willing to say no? Is some radical lunatic right wing thing going to rise up and decide to go to war with it, which is just going to turn everything messy? Who's going to get elected? What is the impact of that? What's the next, inflammatory incident that goes viral on the internet? You know that you have every media personality, from the smallest local news guy all the way up to the biggest, CNN anchor or whatever. Every one of them's looking for that next huge cash cow of an incident. I even was talking with a friend the other day who had an incident happened in a small local sense where she lives, and it happened, turns out, where she is, like literally in her yard. Criminal had broken in and to their property and was hiding out from the police or whatever. And there's some incident that came up. And so the result of that was that all kinds of journalists are coming around and trying to do the narrative weaving question. And the feeling is very strong. Like, are they trying to blow this up into a national incident? Because why wouldn't you? That's where you become famous as a journalist. You're the one who broke the next huge, viral outrage of the country that inflames everything for a month and turns you into the hottest commodity. The incentives, again, are all screwed. So unless we start figuring out better incentive structures, which could happen, is there going to be legislation that ensures freedom of speech across digital platforms? There's so many variables that it's almost impossible to tell what will happen. I see people waking up to the ideology. I also see people rapidly radicalizing into the ideology, meaning wokeness specifically, but also there's a counter woke thing that has a sensible approach, and then it's properly insane wing as well. Does that get empowered? And again, what happens if Biden gets elected? Does Biden actually run middle of the road Democrat, or does he get run over by the radicals that are kind of behind the scenes? It's hard to tell what would happen with him. Does Trump get elected and they finally realize defeat, or does Trump get elected and they go absolutely berserk, believing, oh my gosh, it's totally true? Does that discredit them? I can't even start to answer. When I was in grad school, I was a mathematician. I was in grad school. I had to take a dynamic systems class, and we learned about this thing called a bifurcation diagram and then chaotic behavior. And all I can think is that the variable has moved into the chaotic range. You don't know what's going to happen next. There's no clear way to predict what's happening next.